Hi, everybody. I'm Janet, and this is Jamie. How are you,
Hi,
Jamie?
good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to the beach.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, so lucky.
Awesome. Hey, guys. Hope everybody is doing well on this Sunday. So, I wanted to talk to you about your journey with raw food and this raw living lifestyle and how this came into your life. Like what happened and where do we start? I'm sure there's so much.
Well, my journey started long time ago. Had really bad lifestyle habits. I was, drinking, partying, and just eating the standard American diet. And then my aunt, she got sick with cancer one day, and my mom was researching, trying to find natural cures or natural ways to help her heal from cancer. So we went plant based, and my aunt didn't, unfortunately, but it inspired me and my mom to make a change in our lifestyle and our health. So we ended up going plant based, and we started fasting. We started doing enemas, and that was like 20 years ago. So I kind of fell off and on, the plant based wagon. And then I had two children. I gained a lot of weight. So I gained 60 pounds with my first pregnancy, 50 pounds with my second pregnancy. And I just felt like disgusted with myself. I was like, how did I let myself get to this point? I was eating really terribly during my pregnancy. And when the baby came out, I just was left with all this weight, inflammation, rosacea, lethargy, just heaviness, no energy, no motivation, depression. And I found Dr. Furman. Dr. Furman inspired me to go back to eating plant based, but a very cleaner version of the plant based diet.
How long ago was this? Sorry.
This was 14 years ago.
Okay.
Or 14, yeah, 14 or 13 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I saw Annette Larkins. I saw a video of Annette Larkins, and she was in her 60s. She looked like she was in her 30s, and I just couldn't believe how radiant and youthful she looked for her age. And I didn't even know that that was possible. And they were saying, like, in the segment that she found the fountain of youth. And I was immediately drawn to the raw food lifestyle for vanity reasons, of course. I want to, look and feel my best when I'm in my 60s, 70s, or even 80s. So that's really what inspired me, was just wanting to make healthier lifestyle habits now so that later on down the road, not only do I look and feel my best, but preventing disease and pain and suffering. And, I want to have a flexible body. I want to have a clear, focused mind, and I don't want to be depressed and not being able to control my emotions. And I just wanted to live a healthy lifestyle. My mom, I see my family, how they're with their habits, like how they're kind of evolving. And I didn't want to be just another number.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's interesting because I see that a lot of people, this will be like the last resort. Like if somebody's very sick or they're going through unfortunately something deadly, or the doctor's like, this is it, you're at your last end, then people seem to go to this raw food lifestyle. It's like, it's unfortunate that it has to get to that, but yet if more people could just integrate this now rather than having to wait to get to this, to a situation like that, but
it's
luckily
preventative.
It is preventive, but luckily you took it on and you were like, I'm doing this.
Yeah. And well, not just that. I mean, I did it because I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't like the way I looked. So I did want immediate results, but it also, I have this bigger why of the long term. So,
yeah. So how have you been able to sustain this for this long, for people that, don't see this, like they think that this is impossill? I mean,
well, I'm still human. So, like I have my downfalls sometimes, or, like I'll have times where I'm like really doing really great, and I'm exercising every day, and I'm detoxing, and feeling really good, and my diet's clean and perfect, and fasting and doing everything. But then I also go through periods where I'm not, you know? And I think that what the key is that when you fall off of your health journey or you fall off the path, don't give up. Just pick yourself up, keep going, and keep trying. And every time, you know, you just keep getting better and better, and you keep learning. And I mean, there's going to be times where people make mistakes. I mean, there's those unicorns that go raw overnight and no problems, no addictions, nothing.
Yeah.
But I had to deal with a lot. I went through a lot of hardships. I went through a lot of mental illness type things. Like, you know, I dealt with depression and things like that. So it was a little bit harder for me. So now I try not to be super, super strict with myself, and I try to eat as clean and raw, as organic as possible. But you know, I do high raw now.
Okay.
So
okay.
But I love doing challenges of fully raw. So like I'll go like a year and a half. I'll do 9 months. I'll do a week. I'll do 6 months. You know, just like.
Well, that really technically is raw when it's mostly raw. I think people have a misconception of what raw has to be.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to make your own way into it and what works for
I mean, my diet's very clean. I don't eat any bread. I don't eat any processed things. So it's like, it's a very clean lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to label it anyway. With vegan, plant-based, raw, high raw, like, you know, it's just my lifestyle.
Totally.
You know, but I identify as a raw foodist.
Yeah.
You know, because it's dear to my heart, and I feel my best when I eat raw, and I'm striving to eat 100% raw for the rest of my life. You know, I just love the lifestyle. I love the way I feel. I love the way I look when I eat raw. And
I mean, you look amazing.
Thank you. So do you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this earlier, and I was telling her, like, I wish. But if I only didn't drink, you know, when I was younger and all these things, I could have done better. But, you know, then we're like, well, it's okay. This is where we're at now, you know, but.
Yeah, I drank a lot too when I was younger, and I damaged my body. But I think that's just proof that the body regenerates. It can heal. It can reverse an aging. And, you know, we can look and feel our best, you know, by just changing our diet.
Yeah, the body is resilient, and the body wants to get back to homeostasis. You know,
it's never too late.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so grateful too for this now. You know, I like to tell myself to take it in baby steps. I mean, I'm not perfect. I allow myself to just kind of flow with this, but I know that I feel my best when I have raw foods. And it's changed my life also. I mean, I stopped drinking because of it. So it's like once you do this and you're pure, like you clean out, your body just rejects that kind of stuff, you know?
I think it's all about evolution. And when I first went raw the first time, I went raw cold turkey overnight. But I didn't do the inner work. I didn't work through my addictions. I didn't face my shadows. I didn't heal my inner child. You know, my childhood traumas and all of these things that came up. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to cope with it because I had used food to numb myself all of my life. And when I stopped using these comfort cooked foods to numb myself, I didn't know how to cope. And I didn't, you know, and that's really initially what made me go back to eating cooked food, is because I didn't have the tools necessary to be able to handle these intense emotions that we go through, to know how to be human, like without any vices, without alcohol, without food. And
it's like you're faced with it.
You're
kind of just like,
it's intense. It can be really intense, especially if you had a hard childhood, or, you know, if you went through a lot of hardships, and then when you stop drinking, you stop eating, and you stop everything, it can be very intense. That's why doing inner work as well is necessary on this journey.
Right. So I want to get into what you do really to stay so youthful looking and to continue on this path of, you know, looking your youngest. For anybody out there who's curious of your regime or anything that you can tell all the people.
Well, like I said, I try to keep my diet as clean as possible and as high, you know, as raw as much as I can. You know, at times I'll go have, like I went to All Lock the other night and I got gourmet raw dishes, which
It's so good there.
it to me in my body, when I eat gourmet raw food, it feels like cooked food in my body because it's so heavy and dense. It's not like we're just eating like, a fruit mono meal. It feels, you can feel the salt, you can feel the oil, you can feel the denseness of it, you can feel the sluggishness of it not digesting. So if I do have something like that, or I do eat something cooked, the next day I'm fasting, I'm doing an enema. I'm not eating salt for the next week. You know what I mean?
It's like a balance.
It really is trying to find balance. And I do like to enjoy, certain things every once in a while. So I have set my life up to the point of, I enjoy myself and then I detox it out of my body. And I've just been doing that because I didn't know what else to do with the food addiction that I grew up with, of how else to handle transitioning to like a healthy lifestyle and trying to find balance for myself. So, the diet, keeping it as clean as possible. I detox. I love fasting, love colon cleansing, and, have a natural beauty care routine. I don't put chemicals on my skin. I do use the bentonite clay masks. I don't use any soaps or even shampoos. Like I washed my hair yesterday with, it's called the no poo method.
Yeah.
So
I do that too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do apple cider vinegar and baking soda, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's the cleanest. And it feels like my hair, actually the waves come out and the curls come out. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. So I do that. And what else? My biggest motivator was not wanting to wear makeup. I wore tons of makeup when I was younger and I didn't feel confident in my skin. So, that's when I started juicing and fasting and colon cleansing. And it's like, I do those because I want to have clear skin, and I steam my face too. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, I could tell it's very glowy.
Is it?
Because of the pores, maybe the steam really detoxes the pores.
Yeah, I can tell. Like today I was looking in the mirror and I was like, I can't tell, but it's interesting because I can look at my face in the mirror and be like, okay, I need to do a steam and a mask ASAP. I can tell, like if I start falling off of my beauty care routine regimen, like if I haven't steamed in 2 weeks, like it really starts to show up on my face. Yeah.
It's like not sleeping for me. If I'm not sleeping, oh my gosh. But if I slept last night, what a difference. What a difference sleep does.
Yeah.
All these little things do matter.
It really boils down to healthy habits and, just exercising, sweating, rebounding, jumping, flushing your lymphatic system, skin brushing. It's not hidden knowledge. It's kind of hidden knowledge because we don't talk about it in everyday life. They don't teach us this in school. They don't teach us at the doctors. Like nobody's telling us how to heal naturally.
And I'm just wondering why there's so many things we can do for ourselves. Yeah.
Even something like, I have a car, but I have a bike and I live in LA and I would rather ride my bike in LA than drive.
Yeah.
And it's just so much more relaxing and freeing. And I don't have to deal with the traffic.
Like today's traffic.
Yeah. Like that's so stressful to me. And stress, like just trying to keep my stress levels down as much as possible, living from the heart, just being relaxed. And, I'm not always easygoing, but I try to be easy-going. I try to be very, forgiving and letting things roll off my shoulder and living in the present moment. And, just embodying godlike qualities or divine qualities. I don't know if that's a trigger word for people.
Yeah.
But yeah, like love, patience, understanding, forgiveness, compassion, humility, like all of these things keep us young. And stress, fear, guilt, shame, all of those things are just going to rob you of your youth. And like I said, I'm human. I go through stages where I'm like feeling really great. And when I'm feeling really great, I look really young. And when I'm in love, I feel young. And then when I'm going through a hard time and I'm feeling insecure and I'm just like not happy with my life and I'm feeling stuck, like, I see myself aging and I see my youth.
Wow.
Like just leaving my body.
It's like the energy is everything, the energy of it.
Yeah, it really is.
Because I don't think aging has to be this scary thing, as I get older, I'm like, I want to age gracefully.
You are aging gracefully.
Thank you. I'm so grateful like that I found this raw way of living, because I'm like, okay, at least I got this thing. I know that it has helped me a lot. So, I mean, aging is amazing if it's done, gracefully, and you take care of yourself and you're aware and you're all these things.
Yeah, so I have a community group. It's called the Ageless Beauty Collective. And it's not for people who are afraid to grow old or we're trying to stop aging in its tracks. But
I love that.
It's like, how can we embrace, growing more mature and in years. I don't want to say older because we're not really getting old, but we have a book club in the group. And, we're just trying to change our mindset and our beliefs, which is a really important aspect, because growing old is a habit that we have inherited through humanity, like just through time, this illusion of time, right?
Yeah.
So the book is called How to Stay Young by Christian D. Larson. And what he's talking about is, it's like every cell in our body is being regenerated. Like all of our organs, our skin is being regenerated with new cells all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think the bones take the longest. Your skin regenerates after 30 days, and your bones anywhere between a year to a year and a half, but usually around a year. And you have a whole new set of bones. So If you think about it, nothing in your body is over a year old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like your physical body is new. So we wake up every day thinking, I'm a day older, I'm growing older, I'm a year older, and we attach ourselves to the number.
It's true. And it's unfortunate that society has brought us up this way.
Yeah.
And we need to change that.
We do need to change that. Instead of saying like, well, first, your words are so powerful. Instead of saying like, oh, I feel so old, I'm getting old. Like, there are 90-year-old women doing yoga. And there are 97-year-old men. I don't know if 97, I'm like really over exaggerating here, but there are men like running marathons.
Yeah.
So, and
this is so true.
We don't even know, like there's people that I've heard who are living really, really long lives, and it's hidden from us. So we think, okay, I'm going to live anywhere between 70 to 100 is average. But what if we made it the normal to like stay connected to our purpose and to have meaning in this life, and not to fall into the habit of, I'm going to retire and I'm going to sit in front of the TV and watch the news or watch sports for the next 20 years.
Or you're supposed to be at this certain place at this time because you're that old.
Yeah. I think staying connected to your purpose keeps you young. Mm-hmm. And that's what he says in the book too. He's like, I just got chills. We're meant to do our best work in our later years. We're meant to do our best work then.
I mean, I know I'm wiser than I was yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah. There's so much to look forward to. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like, oh, like life's just, I'm dying. Like,
I love
we should be 70, 80 and be like, I have all this experience, and I have my, we should still be thinking I have my whole life ahead of me all the time.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That gets me excited, because we just need to change the thoughts behind it.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Yeah. There's this woman I heard, who she was, I was reading about her. She's 100 and just starting her new business. And it was just like so inspiring. I'm like,
I know. I mean, Betty White was 96 or 95 and she was still acting up until she passed away.
Yeah. I think we just need to change the stigma of aging and make it into this most beautiful thing that it is.
Like, maybe our bodies change and we start to look different, but our essence, our spirit does not grow old. We are ageless. We're divine, you know? Like, our soul never dies.
We're truly infinite.
We're infinite beings.
Infinite
we're eternal.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're eternal. Yeah. So act like it.
I love that. No, that's great. I love that.
Like we are divine, powerful, eternal beings.
I think it just also depends who you're around, your environment, So if you hear negativity with aging with certain people, but it's who you surround yourself with, what you're watching, what you're reading, all these things will make a difference in how you view aging.
Yeah.
So
totally.
So I need to be around you more often, because
it's all about
so true.
Just being playful, light at heart. Like, I know there's like horrible stuff that happens in the world. And be aware of it. Like, okay, I know that that's happening, but guess what? There's just as many amazing, beautiful things happening in the world that we could put our attention on. And if we all just stopped focusing on so many negative things, like we would pull ourselves out of depression. We would connect back to our purpose. We would tap into enthusiasm and imagination and passion.
And that's really elevating consciousness, really. If we really wanted to make a change, it starts within.
It starts within.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I used to be, forefront of, speaking up for this is wrong or conspiracy theorists. And I'm not saying I'm ignoring that. I'm not. I'm very aware of it. But the more I focused on my life and how I need to be better, the more my life got and the more I'm aware of everything else. It's just starting within. And the more I can have actually more compassion for what's happening, because if I'm making a change and if I'm bettering myself, I feel like it would be hypocritical of me to try to change or stand up here if I'm not well, if I'm sick, like you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
well, let's say, for an example, and I'm not putting anybody down or saying this is the wrong way to do it. I'm just saying that there's different ways of going about things. So let's take animal activism, veganism, for example. Okay. So you could have someone who is doing it in a forceful way, and they're going out on the street and I'm not saying it's bad, because it does make a lot of change, right? They do get, a lot, they do bring a lot of awareness. They're out on the street protesting, like, meat is murder, and it's just like, I just feel like that's one way of going about it. And then there's people like, let's say Jillian Berry, who is inspiring thousands of people to go plant-based and vegan.
Her shows got me through my fasting.
Through inspiration and through love and through acceptance and through kindness. So there's different ways of going about. I can't remember what the point was that we were talking about. But.
No, just, how it starts within.
The change.
For me, it starts within,
Within.
And I'm not saying I'm not aware.
The example. That's what I was going to say.
I'm not saying I'm not aware of the world suffering, because I don't want to be insensitive. There's a lot, and it's terrible and it's horrible. But I think by me really working on myself, I can make a bigger change,
And being an example makes a huge difference. Even the way, like, making videos like this is going to inspire so many people. It's going to make a huge impact.
Yeah, totally. I feel like I'm just putting my attention right now somewhere else, and I feel like I have a message I want to spread, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's also giving love in my way,
in your way. Yes. So, we do the work on ourselves, and then in turn we want to give that back, and it's going to look different for everyone.
Yeah, because I know there's things going on. I think I saw somebody today post something like, "How can people be living their life?" And I'm just like, well. What else is there,
Yeah, like I can inspire people to eat a plant-based diet and not have to focus on the fact that all the animals are being murdered every day, because I know I'm doing my part, and I don't have to relive the suffering. Big. It is really big. It's very big. So that's personal choice, but sorry if I offended anybody.
No, me too.
But and that's just one example. Like we could talk about many things. There's environmental things. There's trash and plastic, and
there's war.
Children being kidnapped. Like there's a lot happening for sure. And I think, like you said, when we do our part internally to be the highest conscious being coming from love that we can possibly be, that's making a ripple effect out into the world. We are having an energetic effect on a whole different plane.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm happy, I'm happier for it. I know that I was actually kind of angry when I was in the forefront trying to fix the world. But yes, I was like, oh, somebody's calling.
I know. I think the sound's going to cut out, but I'll just cut it out. Yeah.
All right. So what else? There's so much I want to talk to you about, I guess. Okay. So anything else you want to share about your journey here?
Let's see. What did we talk about? We talked
about being the change.
Being the change. We talked about aging gracefully.
And I know your detox methods, but I think you pretty much went into that, right? Everything that you did, your detox.
Yeah, I kind of went through it fast. Like I think the biggest thing is consciousness, and and I always say this quote, youthfulness is a state of mind. True beauty is a state of being. And I'm always saying that because it's like, people ask me like, like promoting natural beauty and, are we just telling people they have to look a certain way? But it's really not even about that. I feel like we were all born with this inherent beauty, and we do all of these things to try to look beautiful, like makeup, Botox, facelifts, plastic surgery, whatever it is. And it's because we're covering over our natural beauty because of like our lifestyle, like the diet and the bad habits and lack of sleep. And, but if we cleaned our body out, the bags under our eyes would disappear.
I was going to say, isn't detox pretty much at the forefront here?
Yeah, because if you think about it, health is beautiful. A healthy person is glowing and they're so beautiful. And especially when they're radiating from their heart. So,
well, that's interesting because by detoxing, you're lighter. You can let go of so much anger. A lot of people are walking around angry. I was one of them. Because if we're not detoxed, this shows in your mood, your attitude, your spirit, everything. Your depression, every anxiety. I can tell you that my anxiety level, it's just so different now. So yeah, there is an energy behind detoxing. It changes everything.
Absolutely.
Your mood.
Absolutely. So. And the mindset too, the changing your mindset and your beliefs, how I said it's this habit that we've been ingrained to feel like we're meant to grow older every year. So we have to change that. And what I like to do is I like to say affirmations. And the really cool thing is to know how you really think about yourself, is to look at yourself in the mirror. And how do you start to feel? Like, what are those insecurities that start to come up? Like, do you feel unconditional love towards yourself, or are you judging yourself? And when you say your affirmations, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say your affirmations, a feeling is going to come up, and it could be like inadequacy. It could just be like, I'm gross. I don't like this about myself or whatever. Like, it's normal. It happens, so we can affirm the opposite. So if you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Like, I can see wrinkles in my face. Like, try to affirm the opposite.
Wow,
and just say,
that's true.
Yeah, affirm the opposite and just say like, my wrinkles are disappearing. I'm growing younger every day. I'm radiating beauty and light. Because we will change. The more we repeat this, the more we'll change. And then there's subliminal reprogramming. So it's not even our fault. It's not our fault that we have these feelings. It's in society. So listening to things to reprogram those thoughts. And it's not because we're afraid of growing old. It's just that, like, why grow old faster than we need to? Or why what I mean?
Why such a focus on the negative aspects of that? That's what I see. And that's, I think, a big problem.
Yeah. And I don't see anything wrong with flipping the switch and then having your mindset to
changing the whole
changing
thing.
that. So like we have to rewire the program in our brain. So subliminal reprogramming. There's like anti-aging guided meditations, just staying very relaxed. Yin yoga is really great for releasing like traumas in the body, doing the inner work, facing those shadows. Because remember how we talked about how guilt and shame and anger and all these things, they eat away at us and they rob us of our youth, and you can't fake it. So if you're just pretending to be nice and pretending to be kind, but underneath you have all this crap inside of you that's harboring, you're not doing anything. Like, you actually have to get to the root cause of like pain, like you have to face this stuff and you have to heal from it. And the biggest one is forgiveness.
I was going to say, how does one get through that? But facing it, going through it.
Yeah, you have to stop. You got to stop pushing it down. And I think the hardest thing, like when you finally learn to, I'm laughing because I actually experienced this where I forgave everybody else, but I was harboring self guilt for years. and I couldn't forgive
Or
myself.
guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Self-guilt. It's like, it's everything towards ourselves. Like we can easily like love other people and like, oh my God, my child, they're so beautiful. But then we look in the mirror and we're like, oh, you're so ugly and you're getting older and you do this wrong and you do that wrong. It's like, we have to do it to ourselves. So every single day, practice self-love, practice self-forgiveness, practice
Compassion.
compassion, self-compassion. Yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
So big.
I'm very aware of that. And so I'm very kind to myself when I mess up or I do something. It's okay. Or I'll be very gentle to myself because I'm either going to be my biggest critic or I'm going to be my biggest fan and loving fan. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it can go either way.
Yeah.
So that's big.
And we have to love ourselves the same way that we would love our child, our parent, a best friend.
And I think that's where people miss out. There's, I see that too.
Yeah, because even like trying to be humble, the spiritual ego that people have, where they're like, well, I can't, say nice things about myself because that's what is that? That's egotistical. Like it's actually not.
Right.
Like wouldn't it be nice if you could just look at yourself in the mirror and just be like, you are so amazing. Like, I love being in this body. Like, I love this. This is the best body that I was given. And, like, it's just be so grateful for who you are.
Well, your body keeps record.
Yeah.
The body keeps record. So how kind we are to ourselves, the body retains that.
Yeah. And the same thing with seeing the good and the bad in the world. Like, yeah, obviously we've made a lot of mistakes, but focus on all the good things that you've done, all the things that you could be proud of, all of those amazing accomplishments. You did that. You're strong. You're amazing. You're powerful. All those things.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to just changing our perspective of so many things.
Totally.
But this also has a lot to do with growing up and our, this is like past traumas and stuff for every, we all have a story. So it's doing the inner work, really.
Yeah. And then, obviously we can't ignore the story. We have to dive deep into it, but then get out of victim mode.
Yeah.
Get out of it and take responsibility for your life. Acceptance for where you are on your journey. Accept where the choices that you've made, the mistakes that you've made. We just have to learn to surrender to what is.
It's just easier that way.
Yeah, like obviously we can try to build our life and create things, but if we're doing it in a sense where we're like, I hate my life, I have to get out of here, like you won't be really enjoying the journey. You won't be enjoying the process. Like, just know that everything changes. Everything in the world is evolving. So if you're stuck in a situation in your life right now where you're not happy, just say it's not forever. It's bound to change. It has to. It's a universal law that everything evolves. Change is the only thing that we can count on in this world. So I saw this guy working at the health food store the other day, and he looked very unhappy. And I was like, because they were closing. I was like, oh, you get to go home now. He's like, no, I have to go clean the bathroom now. And I just looked at him and I said, it's not forever.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's not forever.
But I love what you said about, taking responsibility. I think that makes things easier. I know for myself, being able to say, I'm here now for whatever for my choices, me, rather than blaming anything outside me. I'm not saying that things don't happen to us, but I definitely work better through things knowing that, what did I do and how can I make the change?
Yeah. Because when we are in victim mode and we don't take responsibility, it's like we're waiting for somebody else to come and save us. And we are not really being empowered to take control, to change the situation that we got ourselves in. Even if we didn't, let's say someone was raped. Obviously, like, you can't blame yourself. That's a huge thing. Yeah. But you do have a choice of how you move forward from here on out.
Yeah.
Right? Are you going to keep reliving it, or are you going to be like, you know what? It was in the past. Like, I have to learn to forgive. I have to learn to let go. I have to know that, like, the rest of my life is ahead of me. And that's where your power lies.
It's
in the choice, the choosing. You have
because
a choice.
we have the power.
We do
to
have
make
the power.
change.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
taking responsibility,
I know.
that's been big for me. But it is an easier road that way. And anything that happens, I'm like, I really at the point where I'm like, it's my fault. And I know that's extreme, but I'm like, okay, I got here. But it works out for me because then I can make a better choice from that. And I'm not blaming everybody else.
Yeah. So. I went through a really, really hard time, and I made some choices, and then the outcome did not turn out the way I thought it was going to. So oh God, it was so hard to like take responsibility for that, knowing that it was like I chose that. But at the same time, I thought like if I didn't make that choice, I think things may be worse off.
Mm.
You know, so at some point you just have to accept the choices that you make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so where are you now in your journey of all this? What's evolving with you? I mean, you've come a long way.
Well, I'm a mom. I have 2 teenage children.
That's amazing.
And I'm married to my soulmate. I met my soulmate,
wow.
actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He came into my life during my healing journey, and then he helped me, heal even more and help me become the woman that I am today.
Wow.
So he's such a light in my life, and I think it's just a reflection of the work that I did. That's on beautiful. Myself. Yeah. And I think that we do get rewarded with things for the intentions that we set of what kind of people we want to be.
So you knew it was your soulmate, huh? Right when was that a feeling or just over time?
I mean, who knows? Maybe we have multiple soulmates, but he's a soulmate. Yeah. He's a soulmate for sure. Yeah. I mean, we could say that we're kindred spirits, like, yeah. I mean, there's so many people that we have a very special, deep connection with. But with my husband, it's like we had to go through a lot to get to where we are now. But when we first met, the reason that we knew is because it was divine love right from the start. I had never experienced anything like that in my life. And it was showing us the potential of what our relationship could be. So we ended up having to go through a lot of things together. I had to heal jealousy. I had to heal my past relationships. I had to heal my heartbreak that I had gone through. So many things got mirrored back to me that I had to heal. And I did a lot of generational work, from my childhood with my family and things like that. But now we finally got to a place that we saw in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And that's how I know it's like we got a glimpse of it in the beginning. And I think honestly in relationships, I think that's what it is. I think that honeymoon stage is the potential of what the relationship will be once you work through all the kinks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I never heard it that
way. And everybody gives up before they get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your biggest work is that person you're going to be with because you're doing the work.
It's and relationships are the biggest opportunity for spiritual enhancement, spiritual growth.
Definitely. That for me has been very big. Relationships I've had that have been the biggest change, have made the biggest change.
I mean, do you know how many times I wanted to quit? Like so many times I wanted to give up in my relationship because I was so afraid to face myself. I was so afraid. And my husband was just like, we're doing the work. We're doing the work.
But it takes two to want to do that. You got to be in it.
Yeah. It was like a pattern would come up and I would do the run thing. Like, this is uncomfortable. This doesn't feel good. I don't like the conversation we're having right now because it's bringing up a lot of stuff. I'm being very triggered and I would want to escape. Like, I can't be in this room. I can't look at you. I can't talk about anything. I reverted back to a 3-year-old a lot of times in relationships. And that's probably why a lot of people fail in relationships because their brain goes into this fight or flight. They don't know how to handle the situation. They don't know how to communicate and nothing ever gets resolved.
But you were aware of all that with this. So that was you were able to make the changes or whatever,
Now I'm aware.
Okay.
There was a big time in my relationship. We've been together 7 years. There was a big time in my relationship where I would fall into unconsciousness and my husband would literally have to pull me back up. So we've done that for each other a lot. But Eckhart Tolle talks about this in his book. He says in relationships how you could fall into the pain body or unconsciousness,
yeah,
right?
I love Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
His work.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah. But if the other person is present, they will remind the person who has fallen of their divinity, of, that they're,
and it's just the pain body, right?
A pain body, pattern, whatever you want to call it. Like, you're not in control anymore. And sometimes you can even feel it when a pattern starts to take over. It's like you are operating out of this program, but you're back there witnessing everything. Like,
that was
I know I can make a choice and stop acting like this at any second, but I'm just going to let this play out. You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird.
That's A New Earth, right? Such a good book. Is that from A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle? I think that was the one, right?
He didn't really elaborate. I didn't read A New Earth. I read the other one.
Oh, okay. So
but this is my my personal experience.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about him speaking about the pain body.
No, that was from what's the common one everybody knows.
Okay. Because it's also in A New Earth. So it's probably something he transitions also into his next book. I was
what is it called? What's
it's A New Earth, and then
the other one. I read the other one.
I can't think of it right now. But yeah, that was very helpful for me.
Yeah,
his work.
Yeah.
A lot of philosophers and spiritual people, I've had to just read and do my own inner work through that.
Have you read Michael Singer's book,
A Tethered Soul?
Yes.
I skimmed through it.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
It's like my Bible for inner healing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because he tells you to catch it before you fall. So something triggers you. You start to feel disturbance bubbling up, and you should be excited about this because this is your opportunity to grow.
Is he when he thought he had cancer? A Tethered Soul, right? He thought he was getting really sick.
No.
Okay, this is another book then.
Maybe another one.
But yeah, no, I remember this too. Okay.
Yeah, so you should be very, very excited when you get triggers. When you get triggers, don't be afraid. Just be like, yes, I'm going to grow. I'm going to release. I'm going to transform. Like, it's an exciting process.
Well, really, I mean, everything it's Earth School, right? So we are here to grow and to learn.
I love growing. Yeah. It is my favorite thing in the whole world. I love to grow. I love when my consciousness expands. I love when I can visualize and see things way more clearly. And I love like just being conscious and present and aware and living from my heart.
And I do think that has a lot to do with how you are with your wellness and your health. I mean, that's such a big component.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because if I was eating, the diet is just the foundation.
It's just so much.
Yeah, you have to have the diet.
If not, you're blurry. You're not. This way, your third eye is clear. Your sixth sense is more aware. And they speak about biophotons. We are born with light energy. So over time, with the toxins of the world and whatever pollutions in drinking and food, this dims down your light.
I feel that. I do feel that a lot.
So when you're cleaner and you take care of yourself, these things matter. Your biophotons expand, and you're more aware, and you're more sensitive.
When I first became aware of this light, I think I was. Can I say LSD?
You have a light to you. I will say there is.
I feel like I'm glowing sometimes. No, I really.
I gotta tell you guys, it's there is something really cool. Because I just feel that.
I did plant medicine one time with a friend. And my heart burst open for the first time. I felt my heart chakra open. And I was like, wow. I was like, this is amazing. And I was just beaming, like glowing. And I said that to my friend. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm glowing. And he's looking at me. He's like, you are. He's like, you're glowing right now. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But we do.
This is real.
Yeah, you can feel it. Like you feel the
really
light
are
emanating.
Light. We are.
And
love beams.
It reaches out to the people around us, and I feel like we can control it to just reach out anywhere. Like we can spread our light anywhere.
Which is what I love what we're doing, spreading the message of our path and our journeys, because it does make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, all of it makes a difference.
It really does. It really does.
Yes. How's everybody doing out there?
Oh.
So yeah, very cool to get to know you. Is there anything else we can talk about?
Well, you want to share a little bit about you and your journey?
So my journey into this life of raw living way. So I got really sick. So it's similar, but I was very ill, and to the point where I had to clean out my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything in me was like, stop eating. That was the first thing. I was so sick. I couldn't stop coughing. I was on my knees. I had walking pneumonia and bronchitis. And I just stopped eating for a few days, and I felt better.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Fasting
stopped eating.
is miraculous.
And I was home for a couple of weeks, and then I was like, all right, what am I going to do now? I said, you know what? Let me finish this. This is going well because I'm not eating. Let me juice fast. So then I went on a juice fast, which ended up to be 60 days of a juice fast, maybe just a couple days after.
Wow.
And that was it for me. That was like change my physical, my spiritual. I mean, I've had awakenings, but this one was, here we are. I'm dedicating my life to spreading the message, because this is real.
Yeah.
Because what I went through was so big.
Yeah.
And I was able to heal through this journey. You know, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not perfect, but I know that this is the way for me.
Well, you look amazing, and you have really great energy and a bubbly personality.
Thank you.
It's very inviting. Even your home is just so beautiful.
Thank you. You know, it's funny. I feel like this is me, but I'll attract people like you, because it could be annoying for some because I'm bubbly or something, you know, but I'm not for them. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why it's important to find people like us that we can just be ourselves around.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be light and bubbly, but when I go hang out with certain people, I'm not going to name names, but certain people who are not on the same, vibration, they don't like it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. It's like, and then I feel like I have to dim my light, or I can't be myself. And I never want to dim my light ever. I hate dimming my light. So I will avoid people, not because I'm afraid or whatever, but because it's like, why would I want to do that to myself? I love living from my heart. I hate putting walls up. I don't like walking on eggshells around people. I don't like that stuff.
Or that you feel the energy. Everything is energies. I've had to let go of people in my life.
I've had to let go
after
of
my
people.
cleanse, especially. I was so just like I was just so sensitive. I'm like, I can't be with this person and this person. And it just wasn't where I was done.
Wow.
A lot of things came. I had a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
So much. My mission in life, my purpose was very clear.
Yes.
Which it was always there, but this was so this is why I'm so open about this, because if it can spark something in somebody else and they're curious to do some sort of internal work physically.
Absolutely.
It's physical, it's spiritual, but it is the foundation. When you detox, you let go of a lot.
You do.
So that'll change the person for the better.
Yes.
So that was my pretty much.
How long ago was this?
So this was February 14th. I got my juicer. February 14th. It was on Valentine's Day. I got my juicer. It came in.
You're like, are you single?
I am.
You're like, I'm single. That's it. I'm gonna fall in love with myself.
No, it was it just came on Valentine's Day. It was so appropriate.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my God, that's funny. 3 days before that, I just wasn't eating, but then I got the juicer and I just started juicing. But it was on Valentine's, so I will never forget the date because but that was the best
special
gift for myself.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's just I think it's like a miracle.
I love that you said connect to your purpose, because you guys, we all have a divine purpose in this world, and I just even as a little girl was like, I have a purpose in this world. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just was like a star seed or something, but I came here on a freaking mission.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what it is. My whole life, I'm like, Mom, I feel like I'm meant to do something. Mom, why are we here? What's the purpose? And she's like, just go play.
You were a curious kid.
Oh my gosh. I would literally get depressed. And I'm like, what are we doing here? What is the purpose of everything?
Yeah.
And then I started questioning because we would go to church. I was raised Catholic. I would start questioning things, really trying to understand what this
Me too,
world is.
Catholic.
What are we doing here?
And
Really?
I would ask my mom.
Oh, I was
What's
never
Jesus?
allowed. Yeah.
Who's God?
I was not allowed to ask questions. It was like, so it wasn't until I got into my 20s. I didn't even know of any other religions, honestly. I got into my 20s and I got like into spiritual things and everything. And then I found the raw food diet and they kind of went hand in hand. Got my Reiki certification. I started juice cleansing. I started fasting.
You were on your path.
I was like, this is it. I started lucid dreaming. I started astral projecting. I started soul traveling.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just like, like everything started up. Then I got into plant medicine.
I did ayahuasca too. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
In the jungle.
Well, that's why you're so sweet. I feel like you can tell when someone's done like plant medicine.
And the raw foods.
And the raw foods, plant medicine.
Because you're just lighter.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if you don't eat raw foods and you do ayahuasca, like it's like it may have some effects, but I feel like you're just going to like go back because you're not maintaining the cleanliness of your body and your mind.
I had a different awakening in this lifestyle now. It gives me this clarity that I had with ayahuasca.
Yeah.
But it's on raw food. It's on
So now I don't need to do any kind of plant medicines or anything.
I don't need to do. I'm good.
I'm so just high on life right now.
I'm
all the
so
time.
high on life. I said that the other day. I was like, I was juicing and I was dancing. I was like, I'm high on life.
Yeah, and I used to watch people not drink, and I would because I was a heavy drinker like all my life.
So was I.
Yeah, and I used to watch people like go to parties, and I was like, oh, they're so boring. Like, how are they even having fun? Because I used to feel like I needed something to have fun or to socialize, and
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
Like even this right here would have given me social anxiety if I didn't have like a glass of wine or something. Like I would just to talk to a new person give me so much anxiety.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Now it's like I feel like I could put myself in any situation almost. Like getting on stage and singing is a little, I'm still working on that stage.
Too, right?
Yeah,
I saw that.
I'm working on facing my fears, but I've worked through so much of it already just from quitting drinking, putting myself in situations without any sort of stimulant or anything like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yay.
Yes, me too. Me too.
And now I can dance. I can have fun. I could just be like,
I'm like I'll go out with a girlfriend or something and I'm having a pina, like just pineapple juice.
Wow.
Pineapple juice with like a little club soda because I'm living on the edge. I'll have a little club soda. And it's cool. The bartender will go all out with my drink because he wants to impress me. Because it's not alcohol, so I'll have the prettiest drink.
He wants it to be nice.
And it's just like, you know what? This is awesome. And I'm just like, and my drink was like $2. Sometimes they give it to me for free.
Yeah.
So this is the way, you guys.
It's like if you go to a restaurant and you tell the chef, like, hey, I'm raw. Can you like just kind of make something for me? Like, throw something together that's raw. And they like want it to be like really nice because it's this custom raw.
I'm telling you, going raw is awesome. And not drinking is awesome because people want to impress you. Like they want to go all out.
Yeah. And I feel like quitting drinking and going raw was the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Too.
That is
Me too.
Self-love.
Yeah.
It's loving yourself.
Best thing ever.
Best thing ever.
I am the happiest at 42 than I have ever been in my life. And I feel the best.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I do my workouts and I'm just like, I love this talk about aging because it's not, it shouldn't even call it aging.
Yeah. Because, look at us. We're like children right now.
I know.
We're like bubbly. We're having fun. We're excited. I feel like we have
more
energy. We're so high. I feel like we have more energy than 22-year-olds. Like I see some people in their early 20s and they have no zest for life. Not all of them, but most of them. A lot of the younger generation, like they're so lost. They're lost. And I feel so sorry. And I'm like, I really hope that they find their way, but it's like,
listen, it would have been nice if I was doing this in my 20s. I just didn't know better. I didn't know better.
So if you're in your 20s, take our advice right now. We're your future self telling you, change your diet.
If I can go back, this is the
Quit
way.
Drinking now.
This is the way.
Yeah, quit drinking now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But hey, I was saying that, if I can go back, I'd look even, but listen.
You're gorgeous.
It happened.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likewise. And it happened. And that was part of the journey to get here. Apparently, like that was all to get here.
Exactly. Exactly. We had to go through that.
Yeah.
I had to drink to know what that experience was like, to know that
you never want to do that.
Yeah, that I never want to do that again. Because if I never drink, I'd be like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like to drink. Or, even drugs, like I experienced with drugs. I have no regrets. I trashed my body with junk food. I used to eat icing out of a tub. I used to go through drive-through. I used to eat frozen pizzas. I used to eat all of it, like loaves of bread with butter.
I was a fast food kid, and cereal.
Cereal's
not even food.
Gosh.
Cereal is like the color blue and red. What is that?
I don't know.
Like the kids' cereal.
Yeah.
It's scary.
But like we trashed our bodies. We drank. I don't know about you, but I did recreational drugs when I was in college and high school, and really trashed my body.
I think it's the alcohol that really ruined my liver and my, they did some serious damage.
But just knowing like that we can be this vibrant now.
Hey, the body wants to recover.
It wants to regenerate.
So the body wants to regenerate and recover. I will say that my detox symptoms, I don't know about yours, I had severe detox symptoms on my juice fast because I was so toxic. The body was so toxic of, you name medications, cooked foods, oil, fast food. So I would have chill. So I was detoxing through fasting, and I still, when I'll have a green juice, I get chill. So, you can recover, but just know that when you get on your path, for me, it was where I saw that, if I had dark circles, it was part of my detoxing. So you can recover. Yeah. But it does take time. It's not like overnight,
oh my gosh.
right? It's not like overnight. It's like, I'm still.
If you're just starting this at 37, that means you've done 37 years of damage in your body. It's not going to happen in a week.
Right. But it's
or
a start.
even a year. Yeah. It's a start. But yeah, just start, and it's never too late to start. I feel like the body wants to heal, and if we stop,
it's never too late to start.
It's never too late. And if you put stuff in your body that's preventing it from healing itself, and then also put good things in that are nourishing your body, and fasting and cleaning, because you do enemas too. Colon cleansing is really important.
Oh my gosh. I did one this morning, and I mean, I'm on raw foods, and it's incredible what's still inside the body.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
Look, as I do colon cleansing, like I'll do enemas, I do saltwater flushes. And let's say I did an enema the night before, and then I wake up the next day and I had a bowel movement, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a saltwater flush just to really clean out. And like, even more comes out. Wow. You wouldn't even believe it. Like, there's just so much compacted in there. We're eating all the time. It's not always coming out. Like, we just think our body is a machine. Like, yes, it's a machine, but it's a delicate biological machine. And we just, I was saying to my husband, because he eats tahini, and I'm not saying don't eat tahini or whatever, or almond butter, but think about almond butter, right? Let's take my husband out.
I love almond butter. Don't tell me if it's going to happen here.
Like, I'm just saying, like, if you put almond butter or tahini or something on your skin, it sticks.
Yep.
So
exactly.
If you put it in your mouth,
it's doing that.
It's still sticking to your inside. It's just, you just can't see it.
Those nut butters.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, I still love almond butter.
Me
I still
too.
eat it.
I
but
love
just
peanut butter.
I know, it's like, just think about though, like, you got to clean. You have to clean out. Like, yes, if you were eating nothing but watermelon all day, maybe you don't need to do an enema. But if you're eating anything other than watermelon, you probably need to do enemas.
We're on raw foods, and we're mostly, and we're doing enemas.
Yeah, and I feel like I need to do it.
Me too.
I really do.
Somebody said to me, "Well, I have a bowel movement every day. I'm good." I said, "You're having a bowel movement every day because it's got to come out. Something's got to come out."
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you did a bowel movement every day, and you've never done an enema, but then you do an enema, you're gonna see. There's so much.
Or colonics enema.
Colonic, yeah.
But enemas are great. You could do them yourself at home,
They're cheaper.
They're different, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colonics I only did when I was on fasting. I did different ways to detox.
Colonics are great. They're different.
They're great.
They're different. Yeah. And then the saltwater flush for me, like what I do, I feel like just
I need to try that.
Out.
I need to try that.
It just like, it gets a lot out. Like, I feel like they do different things.
So saltwater is just, right? Like Celtic sea salt, I can put in warm water, and how much Celtic sea?
2 teaspoons.
Okay. And this warm water.
A quart of warm water.
A quart of water. And 2 teaspoons?
Yeah. You chug it down.
Okay.
Yeah, you chug it.
Okay.
And it might taste nasty, but like, you can't do it with food in your stomach. Like, don't take it after you eat. Do it while fasting.
Or in the morning, right?
In the morning, yeah. But like, if you ate like heavy food the night before, don't wake up and do a saltwater flush, because that food is not finished digesting, and that salt water is not going to push it out. So you need to be a little bit empty in order for the saltwater flush to really flush through you and like, clean out. But it's so nice. Like, think about your pan. Like, let's say you made a big ziti, vegan, of course,
Yeah.
a vegan ziti in the oven, and you took the ziti out. Or let's say you put it in the fridge, right? And then because it was sitting there, even if you didn't, right? You took it out and you put it in the fridge in a container, but then you had the glass Tupperware thing that you baked it in. All on the edges, like the ziti was the bowel movement, and all on the edges are your intestinal wall. And you have to soak it in the water to loosen it up.
That's how I think about it. It's stuck.
It's just stuck on there. Yeah.
It's stuck in the intestines.
And if we're dehydrated, it's just like, we have to.
This is why it took me 60 days to clean out. It took me 60. I'm a tiny girl, and it took me 60 days.
Yeah.
To get the mucoid. I got the mucoid plaque out.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. I never did Shane's protocol, but this girl Erin, I'm trying to remember. Sanctuary Holistic Wellness is her company. She has this 10-day cleanse that helps get mucoid plaque out and kills parasites and everything. And I did a live with her, and she just sent me a little care package with the parasite cleanse and the binder and everything. Okay. And I'm so excited to try it. So I'm really hoping some stuff comes out, because I love cleaning my body more than, I'm like, what do I love more? Do I love growth or cleaning my body? I love them both equally. No, it's amazing. I think they're the same, one and the same,
Yeah. I have a challenge August 1st. So I'm going on a fast, and whoever wants to join, you can. Yeah. So August 1st to August 14th, 14 days of juice fasting. Oh. It's a maintenance for me, but if you haven't done it, come on in, join the fun. But yeah, August 1st,
life changing.
It's life changing.
A juice cleanse is very life changing.
So I'm doing it for maintenance, but there's a lot of work we can do in 14 days. Let me tell you, especially with introducing enemas and psyllium husk and certain protocols.
Are you doing it with that too? Oh, you are? Okay. You can do it for a short time and still do it?
Yeah. I'm doing psyllium husk with the bentonite clay, and I'm doing enemas.
Oh, that's amazing.
And enzymes. But in 14 days. And it's still a balance, because, you just kind of take it easy.
Yes.
You're juicing, you're getting in, it's not like a water fast where you're not taking any minerals or nutrients.
Right.
You're still taking in minerals and nutrients. So
I always have so much energy when I'm on a juice cleanse.
I'm excited for it. Yeah. I'm excited. Like now.
That's amazing. The most no, that's not true. I did a very long juice feast.
Okay.
But I didn't do it with that. I did enemas though. I did fasting and enemas while I did my juice feast. So I still think it's like, it counts, because I mean, when I first went raw, I did this protocol of food grade hydrogen peroxide. It's called the 1 minute cure, where you drink peroxide.
Wow. Yeah. I've never heard of this.
So it's like oxygen therapy, and it's supposed to kill a parasite. I don't want to say this like, disclaimer here, and I don't think Instagram likes it.
I know this isn't medical advice.
We're gonna whisper. But anyways, point being, we can not put too much focus on what it was, but tons of stuff came out, like tons of mucus and tons of like little, probably worms.
Yeah. And they call them flukes too.
Maybe. And then a long thing.
That sounds like the mucoid plaque.
If it was plaque. I think that was a parasite. I think that was like a tapeworm or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't brown. It was white.
Oh.
Yeah. So
there's a lot
that came out, you guys. Yeah, that came out, and it's like we got to do it. We got to do it. You got to clean the terrain and and then just go raw, because it's great. And it's like, even if you're not 100% raw, like just do your best.
Yeah, even 80%. Like,
or even if you go like, you're like 4 days out of the week, you're 100%
raw. Or most of your food
is
raw, you're getting enzymes.
Yeah.
You're getting those enzymes that are assisting in remove of things coming out.
And if you're going to eat cooked food, eat raw food with your cooked food to have the enzymes to digest. You could even have fermented sauerkraut with your dinner.
I think it's the cooked oiled foods that get really stuck.
Yeah, like if you're just going to steam some zucchini, like
it's different than a cooked, anything with oil.
Right.
Because that's when you're trying to clean the pot and you're scrubbing it, that's what's going on inside. When you've eaten something like a French fry, for example, and you're trying to clean off the pot and you're just scraping, or like, I don't know, whatever that's inside of you.
It's usually cheese sticks,
so
right?
It's stuck.
Yeah. And cheese has oil in it.
Yeah.
So like, you're right, that the oil.
So I always look at like a mango, just slides right down. all these fruits. So that's, you know, that's an easy
That's true.
movement, bowel movement.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of going to come out, you know, rather than something where it's like going to be hard and God knows how long it's going to be there.
That's true.
And this is why people are sick, I think. In my opinion, I'm pretty convinced that
like if you could,
it's an accumulation of waste matter.
Yeah, I'm so curious, like as much as we eat, if we put a little camera inside of us, if we could just see inside of there, like let's say we had this little X-ray machine, but it like wasn't an X-ray. It was like you could actually see what was happening inside of your stomach. You would probably change your diet right away.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you can't see what's happening in there makes you think that everything is okay, but it's probably not.
I mean, I changed my diet, you guys. There was no going back when I did my 60-day juice cleanse, because as tiny as I am, and it took me 60 days to remove all the waste matter. So when I was seeing this, I was like, oh God, I'm never doing this to myself. So it's one thing when you see it and you go through this, you never want to do that again. You never want to. So,
and when you feel good, you're like, I like feeling
and
this
when
way.
I healed, my bronchitis was gone, all my allergies. I'm not saying I don't have, you know, like little things, but how I was, it's gone because I needed to remove all of that.
I don't feel like I have anything.
Good for you.
I'm not joking around, you guys.
Yeah.
I have zero pain in my body. I used to have so much pain in my neck and my back, and I sleep on the floor now.
Yeah, all these things matter.
Yeah, and I keep saying, spit it out, Jamie. But yeah, I really feel like I don't have pain in my body anymore.
Yeah. Well, thank God I don't have pain, but you know, if I have like if I sneeze or something, I'm like, oh, what's going on? But it's interesting. I'm more aware of any symptom. A symptom isn't bad, you guys. We need to see symptoms as light, as a sign. Okay, what's going on? Symptoms aren't meant to be suppressed. Symptoms aren't meant to be like covered down. Symptoms are to be looked at. Okay, this is a sign. What's going on here?
Well, think about it. Like the only time I ever really get a headache is if I overeat. So think about people who have chronic migraines, who are overweight or they're obese. It's just so much pressure. The pressure, it needs to go somewhere, you know? And it's like,
yeah.
So we have to release the pressure, because if there's
pressure,
it's pressure. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure happening. So,
but it just shows you guys that it's never too late to change. You know, I'm 42 and I'm on a new path. You know, I'm so grateful, but it's never too late to change. And I'm still working on myself. I am, you know, because I see where I need progress and all that. But the path that I'm on now is the path for me, because I know what it was like to not feel this good. I know what it was like to not sleep. I know what it was like to be on my knees sick. So this is just
for me, it's the mental health stuff, really,
and the anxiety, everything, so many things.
I just have so much more inner peace now, and I feel so calm and happy. Oh, it's just so worth it.
Yeah,
this lifestyle makes everything worth it. I mean, yes, do I miss things sometimes? Yeah, sometimes I do, but like you said, it's like you want to feel good. I want to look my best. So it's like, what do you want? Do you want the immediate pleasure right now, or do you want the long-term results?
And you know what? You're worth it. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel lighter. You deserve to be pain-free. I always tell people that, you know, if I work with somebody, I'm like, you know, you deserve that. And actually, I'm no different. I tell them, you got this. If I can do it, you can do it. If we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
There's so much possibilities and infinite open doors, and on this path, I feel, you know, that's what's happened for me.
Yeah, and synchronicities, like when you start aligning with yourself within, everything outside starts to align for you as well. You might get the perfect job that's amazing for you, or you might meet your soulmate like I did, or I don't know, things just start falling into place.
Yeah.
You know, like financial opportunities start to happen.
There's more clarity. Where you're going.
And the thing with the purpose, I think I lost track of that, but I was always searching for my purpose. And then this lifestyle has really helped me connect to my purpose.
On my 60-day fast, I knew my purpose. While I was fasting, I knew what I was going to do once my fast was over. I mean, when I was fasting, for my fasting, I had it was rough because I was so toxic, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I knew getting through that, I knew my purpose, and it happened on my juice fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it's like one of those things that was always there, but I wasn't going for it. And it was so clear to me now. It's so clear.
Yeah. And when you align with your purpose, life just becomes amazing. It becomes so fulfilling. You're like, this is why I'm here. You know, this is why I'm here. Wow. And I really,
I love that.
Like, I just love seeing where I'm at right now compared to where I was. And I have to say, like, I'm really proud of myself. You know, like,
you're kind of a badass, Jamie.
Thank you.
You're kind of a badass because you're doing like a lot. You have your group.
Oh yeah, my Ageless Beauty community.
And you're doing your meetups, the raw food
worldwide meetup, a global.
Yeah, you're meeting with people.
I never would have done that before. You know, like 10 years ago, the girl that I was, I never would have had the courage or the confidence to initiate a global movement.
So there's a raw movement. When does this happen? I want to go to the next one.
September 29th.
Okay.
You better come to mine.
Okay.
I want you there.
Yes. Y'all got to come. Join.
It's worldwide. So anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worldwide.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, last time we had over 70 cities sign up to host raw food meetups. So you guys can just send me a DM on Raw Food Worldwide Meetups to host, or in the link in the bio, you can see the different cities that are going to be hosting if you just want to attend. And I'll also just share a little bit since we're coming to close to the close.
No, I'm just kidding.
Or we can keep going.
I need this energy.
Okay.
No, this is great.
I don't know how long we've been on.
No,
I don't like you said.
I'm just teasing. No, we're good. We're good. I think we covered so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I do have a Ageless Beauty membership community, and it's all about, you know, natural beauty care and healthy living and changing your mindset and your beliefs. And I don't know, just all things youthful lifestyle, healthy habits, things like that. So it's just for women right now, but if you're interested in joining, send me a DM with the word promise and I'll send you more info and the link to join. And right now I'm offering it for a really low price, $11 a month for founding members. And I'm also offering a free 1-hour coaching session with the founding members.
Oh, that's very generous.
Yeah. So just to get to know the people that are in my group, and it's actually been really nice.
That.
Yeah, like there's a lot of family vibes going on in there right now. So I'm really happy, and I feel like building this community around like the Ageless Beauty that I'm preaching to the world is just really, it just feels nice. It feels really great. Yeah. Like, because we get to talk about all the stuff that I love.
No, it's important. I also have a community, Raw Vegan Light Beams.
Yay.
So that's on my page. You can see Raw Vegan Light Beams. And I think it's important to have community.
Community is necessary.
This will get you going and support. And, you know, it's nice to be around people who can understand you and have experienced this, or, you know, inspiration and motivation, all that.
You have to stay inspired,
right?
You have to stay inspired and motivated and feel supported.
Yeah.
And understood.
Because it's all energy. We all vibe off each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like totally. I'm high now, and this is what you get. And when you're in community, you know, it's like you're in this like little, not bubble, but you're in this safe space. You're in a safe space to just be yourself, because we get it.
Safe space is important because that's when we let our walls down. That's when our heart
exactly.
Opens. That's when you
can be most creative.
Yeah, your creativity and your enthusiasm and
it's a container, sort of
safe space.
Yeah.
I feel like we should create more safe spaces in the world, and the raw food meetups are safe spaces for you to come and meet people in person.
And I would love to meet you all too. I want to go for sure.
Oh yeah. It's
a vibe. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey.
Aww. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out here. You're always welcome. So
I'm sorry by the beach. I'm gonna come. Yeah.
All right,
a beautiful home, like literally right by the beach.
Yeah, it's on the beach. You know, it's like your environment. Everything matters. So when I was like, this is gonna calm my nervous system.
Oh yeah.
And, you know,
it's important to be out in nature. Get out in nature and
walk
put your feet in the grass.
Go hug a tree.
Go hug a tree.
Go hug a tree.
bathe in the divine light from the sun, because it is divine light.
Oh, it's healing.
It's healing. It's nourishing.
I get sick if I'm home too much. Like I went out right now. I was getting sick, you guys. I was home all day. I was feeling sick. I went outside and it was like medicine. It was just good.
Medicine.
The real medicine.
It charges you. Yeah. It's really great.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Let's just tell because I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Sure.
My Instagram handle is agelessbeauty143, and the Raw Food Worldwide Meetup is Raw Food Worldwide Meetups with an S at the end. And then you want to tell yours? My
YouTube is Raw Living Way, and my awesome community membership is Raw Vegan Light Beams. All right, everybody. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, and click the link in my bio if you want to see. I got a whole bunch of stuff in there, so lots of goodies.
We appreciate you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, wait. Go out to the world. Spread your love. Spread your light. Eat raw.
Be you.
Happy.
Be you and love you.
Yes.
Seriously.
Bye.
That's it. That's freedom.